It's 11 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I just finished watching the third episode of Andor. And I feel happy? Yes, I do. I really do. For the first time in a long while, I see Star Wars is back. Better than ever. As much as I loved to praise Kenobi, it did have flaws. And I am able to forgive it, as it was a smaller story, a smaller show trying to capture the feeling of Star Wars, aiming for something bigger than it could ever accomplish. And that's fine. But when projects like the Book of Boba Fett fail to live up to their predecessors, then something is not okay. And that's where Andor comes to play. At last, we get a Star Wars show we all wanted since the pilot episode of The Mandalorian. It shows us the grand world, new planets we've never seen, new characters. Well, we of course have Cassian, who is our returning character. He's written in a way that is not even comparable to the way he was written in Rogue One. I mean, he is an actual character instead of a blank slate for a character. The best show I could compare Andor to is Better Call Saul. Both are a prequel show that take things to the next level in terms of acting, cinematography, visuals, and character writing. And both of them take a character that was not very deep and make him a really, really great protagonist that you want to watch, even though he may not have the best morals. In some ways, also, Andor surpasses its In some ways, Andor even surpasses its counterparts, like Mandalorian and Kenobi. I mean, Andor is a story about the lowest of lows, the working class of the Star Wars galaxy, showing you the corporate law, the underpaid workers, the tribal communities. It's a completely new look on the Star Wars galaxy. A look so different it makes you question what you know. Who is the good guy? Who is the bad guy? No one is a hero and no one is a villain. They're just puppets, I guess, of greater minds, and that is a great thing to explore. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing more as the season pans out. I mean, this show will show us how the rebellion started as a group of raging terrorists to a true power of good, and I'm so fascinated to see that change, as I mean, from what we are shown, the rebels are not really the best of the best, but then when we see them in A New Hope, they're so different. I mean, the thing that I also love about this show, how it stands on its own. The problem with some of the most recent shows, like Book of Boba Fett and Kenobi, is that as shows themselves, they wouldn't be very good, as you need to watch the 6 Star Wars films to understand Kenobi, you need to watch The Mandalorian to understand Book of Boba Fett. Meanwhile, Andor, you don't have to watch anything Star Wars related and can watch it, and the acting in this show is like a high-class drama, honestly, and I am not saying that because, I love Star Wars. No, this is a genuinely well-written show, a genuinely well-acted show, and a genuinely well-shot show. I mean, it's just really good, and I don't know what to say. Originally, I was, supposed to make a video today about Tales of the Jedi because that got a new trailer, and I was hyped, but I mean, I just got blown away. I mean, you all guys remember I made a video about Andor and about the memes of Andor, like, a month ago, I think? And guess what? I was right. I mean, it turns out Andor was actually phenomenal. I mean, I thought that it would be good, but like an 8 out of 10 at best, but this is like a 10er, a solid 10er. Tony Gilroy got the bat and he swung it and he hit far. He really, really hit far. I just can't wait for more, as I mean, 3 episodes we've got just for the premiere, and those 3 episodes were just so well done, and we have 9 more episodes. That's 9 more weeks, and I just can't wait, and I hope more Star Wars shows will be like Andor. I mean, we've waited for Andor for 4 years, and that really paid off. As you can see, the production is just so high, because Kenobi, the problem with Kenobi, why it sometimes looked a bit janky, was because they shot Kenobi in 2020 in a pandemic, and then, unfortunately, they had to rush it kind of because they wanted to get it out along Star Wars Celebration. But Andor, Andor had 2 extra years where Kenobi lacked them. And, as I said before, I love Kenobi as a show. It's probably not my favorite Star Wars project, yes, but it's like in my top 5 because, I just really enjoy the characters of that story, and I really, really always wanted that show. But Andor, is something new, and I hate when, because everyone, when they make a review of these kinds of show, they have to say, oh, is it the best Disney Plus show? And I don't know, for me, I love Kenobi in my own way. I love Mandalorian, and I love Andor. I even like the Book of Boba Fett, for crying out loud. I mean, I cannot pick a best show here, okay? But Andor is really good. And objectively, yes, I guess it's probably the best show. If that's what you've come for, is it the best show? Yes, probably objectively. Is it my favorite, in my opinion? Is it the best show? I have no idea, because I love all of them. But is it good? Hell yeah, it's great, it's phenomenal. I think, enough of me talking. I think just you should go on and watch it. It's Friday, and, I mean, when you're watching this, it's Friday. For me, it's Wednesday. But, like, it's Friday, so yeah, I mean, watch it. I mean, it's 2 hours. It's like, it feels like a Star Wars movie. The scope is so big that you are so immersed that you really forget that it's 2 hours. For me, it felt like an hour, but in reality it was 2 hours, and that's something that you should really, really appreciate. I mean, the pacing, when the pacing is good, that's really great. When the writing is good, that's great. When the characters are great, everything is great in Andor. And, that's really unexpected, as most people would write off this show just because it took a less known character. But this really shows that if you take an obscure character, you can really make something great. One of my friends at school even pointed out that Andor is basically like a cooler version of Han Solo, or just like Han Solo, and this entire show is like Solo, a Star Wars story, but done well. And I love Solo, but I get their point, because Andor is very similar to Han Solo, and I think this gave me a lot of Solo vibes, so I definitely get what I mean. I think this is what Solo could have been, and I'm so glad we're getting it. Just a great show. Go watch it. It's the weekend, and I'll catch you guys later. See you guys later then. Bye.